Hey there, twisted viewers. It's that time of year again, when shadows stretch longer, the wind whispers secrets, and things that go bump in the night take centre stage. Now, I was going to do a deep dive into a horror flick, but thanks to my impeccable time management, we're doing another Ramble On. This time, we're sinking our teeth into the psychology of those that howl at the moon. Unlike their undead cousins, werewolves have never quite had their moment in the moonlight. Sure, they've prowled through pop culture for decades, but rarely as the main event. So today, we're going to sniff out the roots of the werewolf myth and track their evolution through folklore, film and fiction, and ask, what do werewolves really represent? The origins of the werewolves dates back to ancient Greek and Proto-Indo-European mythology. In Greek myth, Lycium was turned into a wolf by Zeus. Norse berserkers and medieval European folklore all contributed to the werewolf archetype. Much like witch hunts, in the 16th and 17th century, Europe saw real trials and executions of alleged werewolves, reflecting societal fears of there being a beast within. Unibrows, curved nails, and hair under the tongue were all signs of a werewolf in human form. Werewolves have stalked the pages of literature long before they hit the silver screen. In the Book of Werewolves, Sabine Baring-Gould compiled European folklore and real-life accounts of lycanthropy, blending myth with macabre anthropology. Guy Enders, the wolf in Paris, is often dubbed the Dracula of werewolf fiction, mixing horror with political commentary during the Franco-Prussian War. Angela Carter's The Bloody Chamber reimagines werewolf tales through a feminist lens, especially in The Company of Wolves. More recently, Glenn Duncan's The Last Werewolf gives us a jaded, philosophical lycanthrope grappling with immortality, lust and extinction. These stories often use the werewolf as a metaphor for repression, transformation, and the animal lurking beneath our civilized skin. These same ideas have made their way into cinema. Typically, fans of werewolf films come for the body horror, the visceral thrill of transformation, the gore, the evisceration. But beneath the blood and fur, these stories often explore deeper psychological terrain. Werewolf movies slot naturally into the Halloween horror genre. Their nocturnal nature, lunar transformations, and monstrous physicality make them the perfect predators. Hulking, Terminator-like beasts driven by instinct and rage. Yet the real horror isn't just external, it's internal. These tales frequently wrestle with themes of identity, repression, and duality. In my breakdown of Oz from Buffy the Vampire Slayer, I interpret the wolf as a metaphor for the feral side of masculinity, uncontrolled, instinctual, and dangerous. Similarly, the Wolfman introduced the tragic curse archetype, where lycanthropy symbolises aggression, sexual drive, and social alienation. Ginger Snaps reframes the myth, using the transformation to explore puberty, sisterhood, and female identity. Dog Soldiers pits a military squad against werewolves in the Scottish Highlands, tapping into themes of tribalism, loyalty, and pack mentality. Wolf follows an aging editor-in-chief whose transformation reflects primal instincts, aging, and the power dynamics of civil society. Viewed through the Freudian lens, the werewolf transformation becomes a metaphor for the fear of losing control to rage, to desire, to the animal within. It's a symbolic puberty, hair growth, hormonal chaos, and the emergence of forbidden urges. As Corwin writes in Horror and the Horror Film, the fear of sexual passion and its ability to bring chaos is part of the arsenal of anxiety inherent to puberty, and the werewolf does grow hair and become subject to animalistic drives, as if it were going through puberty. Even in the campest, most over-the-top examples, the theme of duality, man versus beast, self versus self-instinct, remains central. The werewolf is never just a monster, it's a mirror. So where does this leave our furry friends? Despite decades of haunting our screens and pages, the werewolf still feels like horror's underdog, never quite getting the cultural spotlight that vampires and zombies have basked in. Maybe it's because the werewolf is hard to pin down. It's not just undead or cursed, it's conflicted. It's human. I'm not saying we need a werewolf cinematic universe, though I wouldn't hate it, but there is so much more to explore. Identity, rage, repression, transformation, these beasts are tailor-made for modern storytelling. Whether it's puberty, masculinity, tribalism, or queerness, the werewolf remains one of horror's most versatile metaphors. So next time you see a full moon, ask yourself, what part of you is waiting to transform? Thanks for joining